Alright, we got another one here. Frigidaire, French door refrigerator. This one's not making ice. Today I want to upgrade the kit. They got a new kit. My previous video, you will notice that I use a different part number. But I'm here to change the ice maker. The ice maker is completely dead. But we got the famous rust in the back. Let me show you what I'm talking about real quick. They got the famous rust in the back. Theirs was pretty bad. It rusted all out. They even got on the wall. It was against the wall and it froze up against the wall. So what we're gonna do is, if you look at my previous video, you can see what I added some foam. I see use my steamer to get this off. It's not making ice or water, not coming out the front. More likely these lines are frozen. So I'm gonna run my steamer against these lines to try to unfreeze it, because you can see the ice is on the line, so I guarantee the water line is just frozen. So I'm gonna run my steamer. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time taking this thing apart. If you look at my previous video, you can see how to get all this apart. But basically, we're gonna change this air house, handler housing. Pull this ice maker out. It's completely empty. And we're gonna change this out. If you look at my previous video, I can show you how to take a lot of this stuff apart. Basically, we're gonna take this screw out. It's a Phillips screw right here. There's another Phillips right here. There's a 1/4-inch nut driver that you're gonna need. And there's 2 more screws inside. Watch the other video. I explain a lot in more detail how to get this apart. But basically, I'm gonna take this out, take this apart, and then we changing. Let me turn my flashlight on. We basically replacing a new air handler. They got a new kit. We're gonna basically show you how to replace that and all that, because there's a lot of steps involved. All right, let's get started. But first thing first, get the book out. If you look underneath the freezer door, just lift this up. There's usually the service manual underneath here, up in the ceiling. So just reach up in here and get your manual out. Oh, come on, work with me, be nice. Hey, make sure you I get a lot of calls to my office about my previous video. People saying I'm a genius and all this. I don't think that. I just want to help people out, because I think this is some nonsense that these refrigerators 2 or 3 years old and they're having these problems. Come on, Frigidaire, tighten up. But that's pretty much with all these manufacturers. I swear, me doing this every day, there's always something. Every little refrigerator or appliance got some little weird stuff going on. I don't want to call no other brands, but it's always something weird. Alright. Oh, let me take these off. Move it to the side. Alright. Basically, the service manual. What we're going to do first is I'm going to put this thing into defrost, so we can start defrosting. There's a thermostat on your ice maker evaporator coils. Basically, first thing first, I want to check the temperature of my ice maker. That's how I know air is getting out. Underneath there, you can see, let me get my flashlight. Look at the back wall back there. You can see ice already coming out. Basically, the whole issue is air is getting out, causing the ice maker not to activate. So to activate, to test your ice maker real quick, hold the fresh food positive and the freezer positive for 5 seconds. I want to see what the temperature looking like inside my ice maker. So let's hold these 2 down. Positive on the freezer and the positive. Hit them at the same time and hold it for 5 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 4, 1005. There you go. So I'm at like 11 degrees. Should be close to 0. It shouldn't have got that much taking that bucket out. But we right at 0. Alright. I'm going to get out of it. I'm going to come back in at the end and we're going to test the ice maker. But let's get out of it real quick. Just hold it down. Positive down. And just knock it out. Set everything back in. But what I want to do is I want to put this defrost heater on. Test number 2. So to activate, we want to do freezer positive and a freezer negative for 5 seconds. So the freezer positive, freezer negative for 5 seconds. I might be talking fast, you all, or hopefully I'm sounding clear, because I got a mask on because it's a pandemic, y'all know. All right, let's do this. Hold these two down. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. There you go. Click out. We in test mode. Go to test 2. To hit test 2, just hit the up button. Keep hitting it until you see a 2. 2. Alright, so we at 2. And to activate that, I'm just going to hit the power button. And this should turn that from off. Turn my defrost heater to on. So everything just turned off. Now my defrost heater should be activated. What I'm doing is defrosting out the back thermostat. While it's defrosted, I'm going to go ahead and steam some of this off. That's crazy, ain't it? On the wall. Well, I might need to turn that breaker off. I short something out. But let me just get this right here. Alright, so now you get all the ice off, right? Get all the ice off the wall and everything. Alright, so one thing I do, they got a zip tie right here. If it's not there, I put a zip tie right there. So what I do is I just basically zip tie it. So I'm trying to get it off that wall, and I take that screw out and I just don't even put it back in. I just basically get rid of that, and I zip tie it up so it's off that. I just want it off the wall so it won't freeze over. Clearly right here it's messed up like that. I just got it zip tied and it's off the wall. Then I'm gonna put my little, like you saw in the last video, basically gonna put my weather stripping, just a few strips close around where that ice maker is located at. Alright, give me this. Alright, like you saw in my last video, I put some weather strip. This time I just add some Gorilla Tape. It's I ain't had that much weather stripping left. But my main concern was just getting this hose off the wall. So if it do get closer to the wall, as I push it back, some of that weather, that insulation right there, keeps some of that frost off of it. That's the theory behind that. Alright, now let's go ahead and unplug it. We done did our defrosting. Let's unplug it and let's get started. Alright, like I said before we get started, first of all, make sure you look at my other video. It got a lot of views on it. It explain more detail. I talked a little fast, so you might have to pause the video and rewind it. I'm not trying to talk too loud because I am in the customer's home and they're over here watching TV. And also, I'm gonna put these parts in the description. You can go click on the link in my description. You can order the part directly. And also, to help me out, I don't make nothing doing these videos, but to help me out, people have sent a few dollars Cash App. I have gotten Cash App for $2, $5, $10, $20. Just send me a Cash App, $Ray Gordon Jr. I'll put the link in the description. Just send me a Cash App, or you can even PayPal me. I'll put all that in the description. Just help me out. I make little videos every now and then when I feel like there's an issue. Frigidaire, if you watching this video and you want to donate to the cause, donate. Call me and I can give you some advice about what not to do in your next design. Alright? Let's keep it going. As you can see, basically, like I said in the last video, there's a screw underneath here. The screw up here is a Phillips head screw driver to take that off. This just comes off. This cover just comes off. Sit that to the side. Underneath here, there's a screw underneath there. Usually, sometimes it don't look like this. Sometimes it's just indentation, like you see in the last video. There's a 1/4 inch nut. Use a nut driver, 1/4 inch to take that one out. Take that out. That just comes out. Just a little tray just comes out. Set that to the side. And there's a couple harnesses to loose. Loose these two. You just stick your hand in there like I normally do. Just push down in there. You just prying it out and taking it apart. It's hard to do everything with one hand, but I'm gonna try to do it. Nope. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Let me see if I can do this with one hand. Nope, I can't do it with one hand. Give me a second. All right. With the ice maker's right there. Just grab the ice maker from there and you just pull it towards you. Just pull it towards you. As you pull it towards you, some of you all might have the original ice maker and it's going to be, like I said in the last video, a couple of zip ties holding the ice maker with my thumb pointing at. One right there, one in the back. It'd be a zip tie holding this harness down. It'd be on top of there like that. You just gotta take the way I do it, I sit it down, I take these side cutters. Let me show you. Where's my side cutters? Oh, there we go. We need a flashlight in here. The way I normally do it, I take a side cutter and I cut the zip tie right there, and I reach back in the back and I cut the zip tie with some side cutters. So we call them dikes. Some people call them different names, but I call them side cutters. Once you get the wire out the way, grab the ice maker, get your ice maker out. It just comes out. So we'll throw that away. We're done with that. The next, there's a screw under here, 1/4 inch, one right there, and one to the side right there. Use those 3. So just grab it and just pull it straight towards you. It just comes straight out. As you put it down, you see them wires up top. Make sure you let them wires come through that hole up top. I usually grab it, pull them wires out. There you go. They out. Now you can slide this out. Just slide the whole bin out. Set that to the side. Alright. There's a screw right there. One right there. There's one right there in the back. Right there. And there's one right there. In the corner back there. I don't think you can see that wire in the way. There you go. In the corner back there. You're going to lose those screws. There's some ice back here. So hopefully this comes off easy. I had it defrosting. So this one did not. Oh, I had it defrosting, so it should come back off. Alright. Give me a second. I can't do this with 2 hands. So like I said, let's take that screw off. Take that screw off and take that one off in the corner. It's just those 3. You can pull this air handler off. While you pull it off, behind that, you can reach behind there. You're going to loose that harness. Do not pull that thing off. Just snatch it, because you're going to snatch it out the harness. What I mean by harness, I mean like a little wire connector. You'll see it behind there, so be careful when you pull that off. I'll be right back. Alright, so if you don't know what I was talking about, there's a harness behind this air handler. You see that big blue wire and brown wire? It was connected right there. So as I was taking it off, once you take it off, I get about right here and I reach behind and loose that harness. Once you loose that, this whole thing just come on out. Sit that down. Alright, now you gotta take this white cover off. You can take a flat tip screwdriver. I normally just take my finger and push the 2 sides down, and that comes out. That harness comes out. Take it around that little loop up there in the corner. Get it out of there. This is why it's good to like I said, defrost in the beginning. So this pull it off slightly, and this is slide off your evaporator coil. Let's slide it down. That's why it's good to defrost. I got some ice still on here. All this stuff broken. Alright, I probably can't do this with one hand, so I'm gonna try to grab the copper lines right here. This is the big one. Oh, I can do it with one hand. There you go. Just push that and I slide it down. It just slide off those coils just like that. Just like that. Slide off. You go ahead and throw this away. And that's it. Let me get this out the way. That's it. While we in here, we might as well go ahead and do this now, because this part is a step. It's gonna see some zip ties. 1, 2, 3 zip ties, 4 zip ties. Go ahead and cut those zip ties off. You're gonna need to cut them off anyway to get that the new one on. So just go ahead and cut it off now while you back here. All right, zip ties out. All right, we're done in here for now. We're gonna go to the floor. Open up this pocket, so let's get started. All right, basically when you open the new box, the air handler kit, it comes with some pieces. You're gonna need that. It comes with a water line and something. I don't want to do that. The new air handler. Back of the coils and some gaskets. Alright. So that's what it all comes with. The gasket, the air handler, the cover, and the gaskets inside the door. The only thing I really need is probably one bag of, they give you 2 of them, but I only use like 1 of the aluminum bag. You're gonna need this piece right here. You need that piece. You're gonna need that. And you're gonna need that. I got a couple zip ties in here. You probably ain't gonna need it. I'll show you what the purpose of it's for. Alright. And your instructions. Alright. The instructions is pretty, it explains a lot, but some people just like to see things. It explains everything in the instructions, but people like to see things. So I'm just gonna show you my way of doing things. First off, let's get all my gaskets on. First thing first, take your flat tip screwdriver. Take your old handle. You gotta take these off. These old gaskets, you gotta take it off the back of the ice container. You gotta take this one off the back of the ice container. Alright, let's do it. Let's just go ahead and rip it off. There's a lot left. You can take a knife, or what I use is my flat tip screwdriver, and I just scrape it clean. That's clean. It's not that big of a deal. Just get most of the bulk of the heaviest of it off. I can't do it one hand, so. Oh, am I again? No, I can't do it one hand. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, I got them all off. You didn't have to get it that clean. I just got lucky and I pulled mine off and it just snatched right off. The adhesive came with it. But sometimes, yeah, you're gonna have some stubble like that. Just make sure when you take this one off, you keep the rubber piece in there. Okay? We're not putting nothing back on here. If you look at my last video, we put new stuff on here. But with the new kit, we're not putting nothing on here. Put this little square that they gave you, it's gonna sit right here. To peel the back off, and just stick it right here. I can't do it with one hand. I know when we reheat the tape that was on there, I might put it right back around when I finish. Alright, let me try to do it with one hand. Alright, got the new thing on. That's all. Alright, we're done with that. Get back over here. Alright, we gotta start taking stuff off the old one. On this one, you need to take off the auger, this little piece right here. So all these screws, it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. And underneath this gasket right here, you might as well just peel it back right now. Take this off and throw it in the trash. There's another screw right there behind there. I'm gonna take all those off. Then I'll show you how to take the auger off first. Let's do that first. If we start loosening the screws. What I use is a flat tip screwdriver and a grip pliers. Let me show you my little trick. Like I said, I grip pliers. I put a grip pliers in there and I grip that. I'm gripping the shafts. That black shaft, I'm gonna grip that shaft. Give me a second. So now it's gripped on the shaft. To take this off, it's reverse thread. So go clockwise to loosen it. I can't do it with 2 hands. I'm gonna try. Let me hold the camera. See if I can do this on my knees. So I can see. Basically hold the grip pliers. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna reverse. Let me put the camera up somewhere so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna reverse thread it to loosen it. You see? I did that. Now it's coming loose. That's it. That's it. Put this in the same. Loose your grip pliers. Alright. Now we can start taking off all these screws. Let me get my drill. And this one is just a Phillips screw. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer this to the new one. There's a little groove in there, it just sits right in place. Now let's turn this over and get all this stuff out. Just so you know, alright, so that pretty much sits in there like that. You can take this off. Just loose the connectors. Purple, blue to the left, purple to the right, and then take off the ground green wire right there. Off the auger motor. Alright, you can take the auger motor out. Alright, auger motor is out. Set it to the side, we'll move it to the new one. Take the solenoid out. Just take it out. The loose connections. Loose both of them, just pop them off. Not that off. We're gonna transfer that too. The fan, pop the fan out too. I normally go ahead and disconnect my wire to the fan. Just a little harness up top. You see the little push thing right there. Just push that and take the harness off. The fan, how I get my fan out, I didn't take my flat tip screwdriver and then put it in the hole in the front. I just push it on the edges, just to push them down, barely. Don't try to break the, you don't want to break the blaze. That's how I get my fan out. Turn back over and you can snatch the fan out. Fan is out. Let's get this wire out off the old one to get it on the top. Just take your thumb. You can use a flat tip. I used to take my thumb and just push it down. Yep, I'm not doing that with my thumb. So let me get the flat tip screwdriver. I'm just going around the edges. Just push it in. There you go. There you go. This one must have been glued on something. It normally come out easy. I just do it with my thumb. There you go. Oh, that's why they have some damn tape on it. Alright. So that's it. And just push that, pull that, pull all the wires. All the wires gonna come out. See all the wires come out? Just pull out the top of there. That's it. We're done with this. This is going in the trash. Alright. Put that in the trash too. Alright, now we got the new one. Right? We got the new one. Let's put our, I'm gonna put my auger in. Put my solenoid and all that. If you look in here, you see these little teeth on the side. One on that side. It's with a groove back in the back. It sits down in there. I'm gonna try to get it in place. Then I'll show you. See? Just set in that groove like that. I know you can see that. That's it. This solenoid goes up and see my flyers. It goes up and down that groove like that. Sit it right there so you can put your 2 screws back in. On that side, there's 2 screws. In the top left corner, there are 2 little 2 screws to hold that back in place. So let's go ahead and put those 2 screws in. Put the 2 screws in here. I'm holding it on the back side while I'm screwing it in. That's it. Put the 2 screws in. Just tighten it up. And that's that. It's in there. It's in there. Same with the auger. Put the auger through that hole right there and line them up. See how that's lined up right in there? And then hold the auger down while you put the screws in the front. The 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3 up top. Alright, I got those 3 screws in the front. The auger is secured in place. Now let's put your wires in. I normally come in from this side, and I just push them in to this side, just like that. Sometimes I install, so it's your call. Sometimes I install the wires before I mount the auger. Before I mount the auger, and I just push it back in that. That's it. Just push it back in place in the front. Alright, like I was saying, sometimes I mount the auger, this stuff before. I mean, put the wires on before I put the auger and the solenoid on. But it's your call. If you can reach down in there and just connect your wire, it's not really a big deal. That's what I'm doing. You see why I'm talking about? It's down there. You gotta get your fingers. So I probably should have connected. Let me get my needle nose. I probably should have ran the wires in before I started like this, but it's not a big deal. So I take my needle nose and reach down in there and connect my wires to the ISO. I'm just fishing it. Basically, I'm just trying to fish it down in there. And I take my needle nose and push it up on that connector. Yeah, so I suggest if you're gonna put this solenoid on, before you mount them down, probably connect your wires, but maybe run the wires first. Or you can do it like I just did. Use my needle nose to push it on the connector. Alright, so it's on. They on. Connectors on. Let me put my ground wire back on. Down there. Alright, give me a second. I need 2 hands. Alright. So I got all my screws, everything secured back down here. Now let's do the motor. To do the motor, you gotta take this, I normally take this gasket around the motor off. You gotta take it off. So just rip it off the side of the evaporator fan motor. That's what I'm doing. My hands, need 2 hands. Give me a second. Alright, now you got everything off. What you're gonna do is this gotta go in here. Right? So you're gonna put this, normally bring the wire through the rubber gasket and then put the gasket around the fan. It just sits in a, you can't mess this up. It just sits, it literally sits in the channel. But it should be around there. You gotta stretch it and put it around it. I need 2 hands, so give me a second. Alright, you see how I put that wire through there, but I got the gasket around it. Alright. The sticker part got to be facing downward. Don't forget that. It's important. With this thing, this black thing, there's a indentation right there. Basically, I can remember this. This goes down. It's gonna go. Look at this, so you don't get confused. Now, look how I'm holding it. Look at it. The fan's gonna sit in here on this side, and that indentation right there should be on the left side. It should line up with this right here. You see that little notch right there? All this whole thing gonna get pushed down. But I normally put my fan in first. So I put my fan on my fan where the wires and stuff's gonna go at through that. I'm gonna take my fan. I just sit my fan down in there. Look how I got it. Fan is down there. Just push it all the way down to the cover. Let me go ahead and connect my wires. Give me a second. 2 hands. I need. Look how I did the wire. You see how I did that wire? I just set it in that corner and I just set that right there. Now, like I said, with this, just sit it in there and just push it down. You gotta add a little bit of force to it. And so just keep going. As you can see, I'm just pushing down. I'm just pushing it down. I'll try to do it so it should get flush here in a second. I don't know if you can see that camera is black. I'm gonna push it down. I'm gonna push it down until I flush. Almost down there. Give me a second. Let me use 2 hands. Alright, I'm back. You see how flush that is? Let's look. So you can see. Got a good angle. All the way around. You see how flush that is? It's not that. It's a little gap in the top, but that's good. It's flushed against the side right here. That's good. The wire is in that little channel. That's good. Alright. Since we're done with that, don't forget our gaskets. Take a little skinny one. It's going to cover up that one screw. Sit right there. And the little fat one is going to sit down here. Take the back off and stick it right there. Give me a second. I need 2 hands. Alright, so I got that on there. And I got the little seal cover in there. Now let's put our big gasket on. Alright. The way you put this on is the way I look at it is I find a little loop right here. So I know I got it right. If you flip it over, you'll see the channels. There's a little loop in there. All that is gonna grip on there. So I always just lay it down like this. And I start up on the right side and I just started pushing it in that loop. I'm gonna try to put the camera down so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I need 2 hands though. Alright. Let's show you what I see. See if you can see what I did. There's a loop. It just sits. You see that little groove down in there? I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little groove. That's just sitting there. You're just pushing it in place all the way around. Even at the bottom. Make sure you got all that in there around there. See how I got it? All the way around. When you flip it over, see how it's all the way around. Alright. Alright, we're done with that. Before I do anything else, let's put my auger back on. Same way I took it off. I normally put a grip pliers back on there. Grip pliers. I normally ride it tighter, but it's reverse lead, so to loosen it, to tighten it up, you gotta go reversed. It's reverse thread. Alright, I'm gonna just hold that. I'm using my pliers and my flat tip, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna tighten it up. Alright, so I got that on tight. Alright, we're done right here. Now we gotta put this on. Like I said in my last video, before you get too deep into this, make sure you see right here, there's some ice. There's some ice in that drain hole. See that drain hole on that wall? There's ice in that hole. So make sure you use a steamer or a turkey baster or something and get that ice out that drain. Make sure that water, you hear the water draining all the way down to the bottom. You gotta do that. That's very important. Let me get my steamer and I'm gonna start steaming. Basically what I'm talking about, a turkey baster. I'm gonna squeeze some water, I'm gonna push it down that hole. Okay? I can't do it with 2 hands. With 1 hand, I need 2 hands. But that's what I'm gonna be doing until I hear the water go all the way to the bottom. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, basically take the back side one and just slide it up there. Now that I got the drain line clean, just take the back side up and just slide it up. Basically all the way up there. Like that. You're gonna take the front side one. You're gonna slide it into it should be in the bag, not out the bag, but inside the bag. I need 2 hands, but I'm gonna try to do it with 1 so y'all can see. Hopefully it don't keep falling. Yeah, it's gonna keep falling. I need 2 hands. I'll tell you, I'll be right back. Give me a second. Alright, so I got that in. This is that aluminum tape that's coming in. Take your aluminum tape, cut you a few strips, and you can just put a couple strips right there on the right side, 2 on the left side. I'm gonna show you what I put my strips at give me a second here. Alright, so I just put a couple pieces of tape on the left side and the right side. Just holding this thing in place. Now, put your little harness clip in here. A little clip, just put it in there. Just stand up straight. There you go. It's in there. Put your wire harness right there. They probably got the zip ties probably to hold this wire down on there. But I don't do it. So now I definitely can't do this with 2 hands. So basically the way I do it, this little spout on the get my camera ready. That little spout right there at the bottom gotta sit in the drain hole down there. So the way I do it, I normally go in at an angle like this. No. Or up top or down bottom so I can get the spout in. Reach around, hook my harness up, because you gotta hook your harness back up. And as long as I got it in that hole, then I sit it up top and the top will go in. Alright, be careful around those evaporator coils. I can't do it with 1 hand. So basically right now, I'm pivoting. I'm sitting in that hole. I'm definitely in the evaporator hole. And that's it. I'm gonna sit right there and I'm gonna lift it up so I can line my 3 holes up. There's 1 screw, another screw, and 1 in the corner. This is the most challenging part. So have your screwdriver, your nut driver in your hand, and along with your screws in your hand. Don't forget to hook that harness up behind there. Do not forget that. So I'm about to do that right quick. I'm about to hook the harness up, and I'm gonna mount this air handler up, and I'll be back in a second. All right, I got it mounted. Basically, some advice. When you, like I said, get your drain one in first at an angle. Put your wire connector on behind it, and then I just lift it up. I'm reaching around trying to get that aluminum evaporator cord inside the hose. So I'm lifting it up and I'm gonna push it back. I'm lifting up and pushing back until I get the hose lined up. Then I screw those screws in and I get it pretty snug. Alright, that's it. Now let's put that stuff back together. Put the ice maker back in. Same thing. Just slide this back in and put the wire back through there. Basically, I just slide my wire back in there. Slid my box back over there. Make sure you get these 2 wires back in hole up here. Back in the hole. And then slide it back. Slide it back, and then you're gonna put your 2 screws back in. 1 up top, those 2 right there, and 1 on the side. Let me do that. I can't do it with 2 hands. Give me a second. Alright, now I got this in. Now I just slide the ice maker back in. There's 2 grooves on the side. Those 2 grooves sit against those 4. Put my flashlight in here so y'all can see what I'm talking about. 4 metal hooks up top. I normally slide my wire along that side channel. What y'all do? That's it. Just push it forward. Got the wires on that side channel right there. Let's connect the wires. Connect these two wires back together. All these wires, you can't mess them up. They only go one connector. I'm gonna connect these. Give me a second. All right, now we got that. Put your cover back over it. That's a screw right there. It goes right in there. My nut driver. Put it in. You can see it. Just tighten it up. That's that. Now this, don't forget it's a channel up there. It gotta go in there and then push slide up and just push up. The way I do it is I get it close right here. I just push it up in place. Let's do that again. I don't think I got a good camera. The way I do it, I get it halfway down like that and I just push it up. Put your two screws in, one right there, and one at the bottom like we took it off earlier. Be the Phillips one. Alright, so I'm done. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna leave the bucket out real quick and I'm gonna run to show you how to do a quick ice maker test. Plug it back in. Let's get it. To activate the ice maker test, hold the fresh food and freeze it for 5 seconds. Let's do it. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1005. Alright. So it's telling my thermistor reading is 69 degrees Fahrenheit. Test 52. I straight thermistor temperature. We're gonna skip the valve real quick. Let's make sure the fan is on. Let's go to 57. 57 is fan on. 57. Let's go up. That's 57. It's off right now. Let's turn it on. It's on. And I hear it running. Alright, the fan is running inside there. Alright. Turn the fan back off. Let's go to, we're just gonna do a harvest test. Go to test 63. So 63. So to activate that test, just hit on. What I did. Yeah, it's moving. It's activating. Alright. It's in place. So I'm gonna go to test 55. Test 55 is the water valve test. I'm gonna fill mine. Oh, it's still moving. Give it a second. It should stop here in a second. Wait till it stops and then I add the water. Alright. Turn the water on. Hit the water valve. Test 55. Test 55. Hit the on power button. Turn it on. I heard the water come in. Good. Alright, to get out of it, just hold the positive button on the fresh food section side for 5 seconds. And it kick out. There you go. So get back in normal mode. What you did. Alright, fan is on in the freezer. Alright, they ready to rock and roll. I'm done. So again, this was a upgraded to the version I did. I got a video out that I had a different kit. You can get this kit, check the video, the links in the description, and get access to all of the parts that I used on today. Alright, don't forget to send me something, Cash App, subscribe, like, and everything.